place to brew beer solely based on the idea of its water that we have here and the fact that it's a great place to raise a family. So he started brewing out on the West Coast, actually. Decided to come here, like I said, based upon the pH of the water and stuff like that. Back in 1991, we got our start actually across the street in one of the small buildings over there. We didn't bottle anything. We just kegged beer and sold it to local restaurants and pubs and stuff. We had like 3 styles of beer that we were brewing, and that was it: pale ale, a porter, and the copper ale. And we grew really quickly. Grew so quickly that within 2 years we had outgrown that facility. We purchased this land, built this facility, and at the time it was state of the art. We had more room than we knew what to do with. You know, you could probably hold a big square dance in here or something like that, and a big party with thousands of people. Now we're packed to the gills, though. We don't have any room to do much of anything. So that was in 1995. We moved into this building. In 1997, we started brewing Wolver's organic beer, and we did that. We were actually one of the first and only organic brewing companies at the time. Actually, I think there were 3 that sprung up at that time. Since then, those other 2 have actually gone defunct, I think. So we can still say that we are the first, oldest, and largest organic brewing company in the country. And that's just our Wolver's line. That's the only differentiation, though. Same company, essentially. So that was 1997. During that time, we were still doing seasonal beers. So we have 4 seasonal beers, 1 for each season. And those have switched up over time. And then in 2005, we started doing a world tour series of beer, which meant every 3 months or so, the brewers get inspired to create a new style of beer that's a very limited edition, very small batch beer, and it's supposed to represent a certain area of the world. So basically, we're kind of doing a import beer, but domestically, if you can look at it that way. But the brewers have gotten really creative in a lot of different ways in how that works. And then that's where we are today. So we've got the 2 different lines, the organic, the conventional. We have our seasonal beers and that World Tour series. When you guys go back into the retail room there, you'll see above these windows in frames each one of those World Tour series that we've done. And
Alright guys, I brought some cheese.
Got the cheese.
Alright guys, here's some cheese with your crackers.
Yeah, I had left it on the platform. I had it
These are the owners of the Shelbourne Winery. Hi there. Started this about 10 years ago. 10 years ago with 3 acres, then another 3 acres, and then 5 acres. 5 acres. And then here they are with their beautiful winery here in.
So
you can tell them about your.
Last week we just harvested the grapes on these vines right in front of me here, and we can show you inside. They're in a barrel. It's a red wine from a new super hardy grape developed in Minnesota called Marquette. It's going to give us a red wine, hopefully something like a Pinot Noir. It will survive at 25 below zero. And Pinot Noir won't really do well.
This is the Pinot Gris. We're going to try to go in order to keep you.
Here are the prices on the bottle. As you can tell, we went to a couple different places, Otter Creek, Magic Cat. You know, you can see the vastness of a big place, a small place, but this is how they all start, just like this. You know, Otter Creek started like this, Magic Cat, and then a switchback.
Yeah, Magic Cat actually started across the parking lot, right over here. They were in the other building. So.
Yeah. And Bill told me how they got the name switchback.
Yeah. So I'll give you the little history and all that. So Switchback Brewery, we've been around
movie. You're in the video.
Yeah, so we make one beer pretty much 99% of the time. We sell everything we make. There's pretty much no inventory, so we can barely even keep up with demand. You'll find this all through Vermont, a little bit in New Hampshire, and a little bit in New York, but we're pretty much focusing on Vermont right now. We're always in the midst of expanding, so we're trying to get a little bigger so that we can go cover the other states.
Available kegs.
Only kegs, no bottles. We're a little strange. One beer, no bottles.
At a time.
So we brew 6 days a week, 2 brews a day. We have a 15-barrel brew house. All these fermenters are 30 barrels, and it's 2 brews a day. Tony, who's right there, is just finishing up his brew. Julie, like I said, is in the brew house. I'm one of the other brewers. There's only 7 of us who work here. And
How much volume do you use?
we'll probably be right around 10,000 barrels this year.
10,000
But
barrels.
we've grown,
Compared to Anheuser-Busch, which is about 13 million.
Yeah, we're a little
So
smaller.
10 barrels, 13